I don't care if my parents get divorced, right? That's now starting to fall out of fashion because there's enough of us who have lived through it and we're going, that's BS. Totally. I didn't want to talk about this for a long time because I love to be loved and I hate to be hated. And it was very, very clear, right, that there is the acceptable camp and then there's the unacceptable camp. And so for the longest time, I just thought, I don't want to make waves. I don't want to speak up. I don't want to lose friends. But then people started lying about kids. No, I don't think that I'm well positioned personality-wise to do this. Like, I don't. I'm not the great debater. I don't feel like I've got the arguments. I can't dish it on Twitter. I'm just seeing hurting people and there's nobody speaking up for them. And there's so many kids that are so burdened because of the decisions that their parents made. And those can be lifelong wounds. Think about your own life. Did you have a close, loving relationship with your mom and dad? If you did, awesome, that's how it's supposed to be. But I would ask you, which one of them was optional? Which one could you have done without? Your dad or your mom? And the answer is obviously neither. You needed both of them. You probably still do, even if you're 30 or 40 or 50. Now, if you're one of the other 50% of kids in this country who lost a relationship with their mom or dad, full or partial, I'd ask you, did you love it? Did you love it? Would you recommend it? Would you endorse it? Would you codify it into law? Probably not. You'd probably look back on your life and say, that's probably one of the hardest parts of my life that I've had to go through to date. And some of you would say, yeah, it was hard, I got over it, it's okay, I figured it out. Good, you made it out, that's great. But why would we endorse or incentivize or promote the idea that biology doesn't matter and that moms and dads are interchangeable? And yet that's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly where we're at in law right now when it comes to children's rights. We are moving away from saying that biology is the basis for parenthood, and we're moving towards laws that say that the basis for parenthood is intent. I intend to parent this child. Now that's really problematic because a kid who's growing up in a home with a non-biological adult, especially a non-biological male, statistically, the likelihood of them being neglected or abused skyrockets. And so when we decide to treat kids as commodities, right, when we decide to say that they're just items to be cut and pasted into the home of any adult that has the means to get their hands on them, we're willingly putting kids at risk. And we're breaking their heart.